Oh, it says live.
We're live, yeah.
So I think we're live now. So welcome to Terrace Talk, our first show this evening. We have Phil, who is a Nottingham Forest fan, Birchie, who is a Leeds fan, Bez, Rotherham United, and John Sully, who is Rotherham United as well. We have got Carl, who is a Manchester City fan. Should we just drop? Are you there, Carl?
I am here.
Can you hear us? Yeah. So Carl's here with us as well now. So we'll start with Phil, who's a Nottingham Forest fan. So just tell us a bit about yourself, Phil, and what you think about Nottingham Forest this season.
So hi everyone, I'm Phil. Born and bred Nottingham. Been a Forest fan now since I was about 10. Love the City Ground. Love everything about the City Ground. Love everything about the club. I love the family atmosphere that you've got, the friendly atmosphere whenever you go down there, and just the love for the game, the absolute love for the game. Last season, what a whirlwind season it was for us. 2 previous seasons, finishing just out the relegation zone, and then last season proper up there for a long time. For a long time of the season, we were up in 3rd place. Unfortunately, let the wheels fall off a little bit and dropped a little bit, but what a fantastic season for Forest. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Every second of it.
Super. And Birchie, you're a Leeds fan? We all
I'm Nathan Birch, big massive Leeds fan. So home and away, season ticket holder. Followed them since, about 8-9 year old. Same, my uncle got me into them. Started taking me to games. Started going ever since then, basically. Started going with my dad then, took my dad and my brothers. Last season, a great season for Leeds, promotion, back to where we belong in Premier League. I think it's going to be a tough season this season. It's going to be a case of survival, basically. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to challenge again. Ellen Road's always an amazing atmosphere. It's I'd say it's friendly, but then sometimes it's not. It's hit and miss.
An old-fashioned stadium, that though, isn't it? It's old-fashioned.
It is, mate. Yeah, that's it. You come. Anyone. Most away fans will come, so they'll have a good time. It's a great day out. It's always loud. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting season. It's going to be tough, but I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see how we go on. It's a bit too early to predict up to now, but I'm hoping we can do it and stay in Premier League where we belong.
Yeah, we'll go through a couple of our draft predictions later on in the show, but obviously it is early, so I have said obviously people can change them closer to the season. Obviously for Rotherham, it's going to be a bit closer. So come on then, Carl. You were a Man City fan before they were actually good. Sean Gosa, remember him?
I've followed Man City all my life. Went to my first game at Main Road mid-80s. Predominantly, not enjoyed a lot of success. I got the piss taken out of me all the way through school. And then obviously we had an influx of money, and then been fortunate enough to see us lift virtually every major trophy in club football. I've got a young son who are brainwashed, and he's a City fan, and he's only enjoyed the success. He's never known anything but City win. So I try and instill a little bit of keep him grounded. Nothing lasts forever, and just enjoy the good times. I do try and show him a little bit of history as well. In '99 when we won the 2nd division playoffs, so I've shown a little bit of history. Last season was a little bit of a dip, obviously coming off the back of the 4 in a row record, breaking 4 in a row, may I add, Lee. But we're going through a bit of a rebuilding process, so a lot of aging players, a lot of injuries. I think we've bought well in the transfer window. I think we'll touch on transfers a little bit later, but I'm looking forward to the season ahead. I think there's a lot of competition. I think it's going to be the most competitive Premier League we've ever seen. Rather than having 2-3 teams competing for a league title, I think you're going to see 5 or 6 really, really strong teams. And, if United have a bit of luck, they might break into the top half as well. So, never know.
3rd. We're finishing 3rd, mate.
That's not what you said on the WhatsApp, is it, Lee? What was your prediction on WhatsApp? Tell the viewers. let's tell the viewers. United finished 15th last season, but what did you tell us they were going to finish
We're
next year?
finishing third, mate. I said we could.
No.
We potentially we could win it.
That's what you're
We could
saying
win it.
now, Lee. That's what you're saying now. But tell the viewers, be honest. What did you say on the
I said
WhatsApp?
potentially, depending on signings, we could still win it. We're not a million miles away. Don't worry. Trust me.
Right. I'm just going to let the viewers just take that in, let that sink in, that United are going to go from 15th to Premier League winners. And I think the rest of our panel here, their reaction says all we need to know about that prediction. But I've taken enough of my intro up now. I'm going to pass the baton over.
Even the viewers think it's hilarious.
Yeah, Luke thinks it's funny, but I'm telling you, United, biggest club in probably the world.
Right, I feel like we're
on to Bez.
On to Bez anyway, Bez.
Let people
He's a Rotherham United fan. Tell
Yeah.
us a bit about yourself, Bez.
Yeah, I'm David. Bez, as you can see, massive Rotherham fan, unfortunately. My dad, who really got me into it, I've born and bred in Rotherham Hospital.
Is he still with us, Bez?
all my life. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'll carry on. Yeah, born and bred in Rotherham, Rotherham Hospital. Lived in Rotherham all my life. My dad was the one who got me into it. Took me to our first game in about '92, which was an evening game against Cardiff City, if I remember correctly. I remember assisting the side, netting twice, and I thought we'd scored both times. So gutted when we got home when we ended up losing 2-1. So I thought we were 3-2 to Rotherham. Love the new ground. Obviously, it's not so new anymore. It's already falling apart. I do wish they'd have built it a little bit bigger, which is a little bit disappointing. I do get that they were in League 2 at the time when they built it. So average crowds at Don Valley were about 3.5K. Again, I did go to Don Valley as well for my sins. That was quite an experience as well. Home and away. I've had a season ticket for 30 years now, which is quite a long time. I only thought about it the other day, actually, how long it's been. Obviously, we're always playing for something as well. I thought from last year, where we were mid-table, we're normally always trying to get promoted or always close to relegation. So it's never dull being a Rotherham fan, that is for sure. I think that's probably it from me. Cheers.
Super. And John, another Rotherham fan?
Hello, I'm Jonathan or John. I started going to Rotherham United about 15 years ago. I was a carer for a disabled supporter. So I used to help. He's sadly passed away now. So, I just started going to the games. I have been to Millmoor a few times and Don Valley for my sins. And as I think one of the other pundits was saying, I started taking my little girl and she absolutely loves it. So for me, it's just more of I think at times Rotherham has a really good community experience. We get to meet the players and have signings, and for me, taking my little girl is all about that. So looking forward to this season. It's going to be I think last season, as my fellow Millers fan said, I think we had a little bit of a Steve Evans is back, we're going to absolutely smash the league, and we signed about 70 players, whereas with Matty it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm not expecting playoff push, but I think it's going to be a very interesting season.
Super. So, John, on to a couple of questions. What obviously I asked you to give me before the show. And one of them was a question as, do you feel Tony Stewart has given up on the club?
Well, I've looking at the signings that we are making, which is, to be fair to him, nice shrewd signings. They're a bit younger players. They're for 3 years as well. I think the lowest has been a year. The trialists have become a year. The reason I said to you about Tony Stewart was the comments last year where he has admitted he's fell out of love with football, and then he had a lovely break for about 10 weeks when we needed a manager. So I feel as a Rotherham fan, obviously it's not as bad as Sheffield Wednesday situation, but at times I feel like Tony Stewart is so disconnected from the club that it's almost like a burden to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one for me because obviously we'll always remember what he did. He built the stadium, but we pay more than Premiership clubs for that rent in that stadium. So, I'm not a massive Tony Stewart fan, as people probably are aware. But for me, I think the time's come. He's get to that age. I think he just needs to sell up, enjoy the sunshine, and let somebody take the club forward, because I don't think he can establish us as a championship club, which I believe Rotherham should be. I don't believe we're a League One club. I believe we're a championship club, and that's where we should be operating. And I believe if somebody comes in with the right vision, I agree with you. The signings, the younger signings, it's better that we are signing, but we do need the quality as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the squad to last season compared to this one, I don't think, if we were to play tomorrow, I don't think we're as strong as we were last season. And that's me being brutally honest. I think Malik Wilkes is a big loss. I think he was a cracking player. So yeah, I think for me, Tony Stewart, I think he's got to sell up. Do you know
What
I mean?
do you think? Sorry, Lee. What do you think? So when Stewart leaves, or have you, what do you think happens to the club? Do you think it goes to someone completely new, or is it just going to be a case where his son just takes over and carries on?
I don't think he'll ever sell it. I don't think he'll ever sell it. I think he'll hand it down to his son.
Right. Okay. Just straight to his son. Okay.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I could be wrong, but I have.
Well, is his son interested in football?
He is obviously, but I don't think he's that bothered. He's more interested in driving around his Lambo, isn't he, around Rotherham, giving it the large one. But for me, it needs football people there. You've got Paul Douglas. That guy's been stealing a living for God knows how long, stealing a living. He's incapable of making football decisions. So until they get football people, if Tony Stewart doesn't want to sell it, he has got to get a director of football that oversees the rest of it. Otherwise, I can see us going back to where it took us from the start, and that's League Two.
I said this the other day on X. I feel like he'll, depending on how this, I say 2 years. If we go down to League Two, it puts that emphasis on him selling. But there's been conversations where he's had investment from South Africa come, and he openly said it's for sale, right? But he's saying to these people, I'm not leaving this club. I still want to be on the board of directors, and I want the final say. Nobody.
Do you not think that would be a blessing in disguise to actually go down to get new ownership, get a?
I don't know. I really don't know, because I know that he will not leave fully. He still wants to have final say.
I do think that's a good question, actually, Carl. The problem for me is Rotherham traditionally, when they've gone down to like the lowest level, so League Two or Division 3, whatever you call, they've always genuinely won promotion straight away. Apart from when Stuart was actually in charge, we ended up spending about 5 or 6 years in there, and we could have got stuck. So if we did go down again, yes, it might be a reset, but it could get stuck down there for a long time, and I think that would be bad for the club.
Do you know what it reminds you of? It's a little bit like Sunderland. So Sunderland are a massive club, massive Premier League club, but when they went down a couple of divisions, they went through a couple of new ownership, but like they really put the groundwork in to and built it from the ground up, invested in a lot of young players. They didn't go out there spending countless amounts of money just to try and get back. They've put some solid foundations in place, took the time, and now I don't know if you've seen I know we're going off topic a little bit from Rotherham to Sunderland, but like with the transfers they've made this season, Sunderland, I really think they're in a sound place to stay up.
I think they've overpaid for some of the players, though. I mean, I agree what you said. You know, they've rebuilt, haven't they? They've come up, but like I say, off subject again, going towards the players, like I say, they've signed this season. I mean,
if Rotherham do the same, that I think that would put them in a stronger position.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I agree. They need a rebuild. I think. Yeah.
So, Phil, talk to me about Nottingham Forest. We'll change the subject a little bit and we'll go on to Nottingham Forest. So, what? Obviously, I'm going to go through my predictions in a bit, and you know my feelings on Forest this season. I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to struggle big time, especially if Gibb White does as well. I think it's going to be a difficult season, but you're still quite confident.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I think Forest, I'm a firm believer now that Forest have been okay. We've been fighting in the Premier League, but we're a staple in the Premier League now. We're a staple team. We've got that kind of edge on other teams that are coming up from the Championship already. Yeah. Yes, don't get me wrong. Losing the players that we've lost, particularly Anthony Elanga, is going to be a big hit on the club. Absolutely. But I always go back to that one point. You can't put the whole onus of one club on one or two players. A team's a team. Yeah. Call it Nottingham Forest as a team. That means everybody. So, you lose a player, the rest of the people have to step up. Simple as. You lose two players, the rest of the team have to step up. And it's not just the players, the manager's got to step up, the chairman's got to step up, and they do. And they bring more players in. And that's what Forest are looking at. That's what Forest are doing. Yes, maybe they've not been moving as fast as people and some of the fans were hoping. Get those bigger names in and get them replacements in, particularly for Elanga and the stuff that's going off with Gibbs White at the minute. But I think...
You need to free him, though, mate.
Yeah. So, Phil, with Gibbs White, what's your take on that? Would you keep him still, or would you get rid of him?
My honest opinion on Gibbs White, I don't think we should get rid of him. But if he would like to go, we should give him that opportunity to be free and go and play for whoever he wants to play for. I think we need to be careful on what we let him go for. Absolutely. And I think
but there's a release clause in there.
Yeah.
Well, there is the release clause, but obviously everybody knows about the release clause now. I think him as a player, he needs to go for a significant amount more than what that release clause is, because he brings more to the club.
Yeah, but if there's a release clause, what you want and what you get are going to be two different things.
Yeah.
I just want to touch on an important point there. Lee, you said before you think Forest will struggle.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be absolutely fine with the foundations Forest have got, and I think they've got a really good team. Where do you think they'll finish in the Premier League? You think they possibly could go down?
Bottom three.
No.
No.
I don't. I think there's 4 or 5 teams that are definitely...
They're too
They've
strong.
got a solid defence. Don't get me wrong. They've got a solid defence. I rate the keeper. But I think they could sneak in the bottom 3. Last season, they got so many points that they didn't deserve to get. And that won't happen this season.
I think they're too strong for the bottom 3.
Well, just going through the panel.
I could see them going towards more, mid-table bottom half this season, depending on, like you say, the Gibbs White sale and who they bring in, Elanga. I mean, I don't really know much about him. Is he a big loss, Phil?
Elanga, I think he's genuinely, personally, I think he's a bigger loss in the game than Gibbs White. Within the team, no, but within the game, Elanga's a bigger loss than what Gibbs White would be.
Who would you like to see replace him now? Who would you like to see come in?
There's a few players that Forest has got their eyes on at the minute that I know of. And I think any one of those players that they're looking at the minute, I think has got the potential. There won't be a direct replacement. You're not going to directly replace a player like Anthony Elanga, but they're gonna bring a different shape and a different style to that midfield role.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of comments here from people in the comments, but I'll pop them up on the screen. So we've got Luke Birds. I think Forest will struggle a bit this year. I think Europe will be a bit too much. What do you think to that, Phil?
Possibly. It's too early to say, isn't it? It's been quite a while since Forest have been, played more than just the average game every week. We've been in the Prem for a good 3 seasons now, but going into Europe will be quite big. Absolutely. Will they struggle? I don't know. I think we've got some good players at the minute. I think we've got a good mix where we can, 1 week one player can come off and we can have a replacement player for that person and not lose any ability in that team, really. So I don't know. I think we'll be fine.
I think it's all relative as well, because let's be honest, nobody ever saw Forest achieving what they did last season. So when people say struggling, they're putting that against how you performed last season. And I don't see you performing at the same level. But struggling, I think mid-table for Forest, especially if you do lose Morgan Gibbs White, losing 2 key players, competing in Europe, I don't see that as struggling. I still see that as quite a successful season for where Forest are. You know, if you lose two players like that, you stay mid-table, have a good run in Europe, a good cup run, bring in some players, build on your foundation, and go again next season. I see that as quite a successful season. Wouldn't you, Phil?
That's exactly what I said at the top of it. I think it's going to be a good season, whatever happens. And Forest are now a staple in the Premier League. So a massive struggle. They might fall a few spaces, but they're not gonna be anywhere down near the bottom. Not at all.
No, I don't.
And where do you, just for the other panel there? So, like, give me a number. Where do you see Forest finishing this season in the league?
Me.
Everyone. I'm just curious.
I'm saying mid-table, 10th, 9th, 10th.
14th. I'm going 14th.
And I've gone third bottom for me.
And I've said I think we can stick at seventh, maybe 8th.
I've got another comment for you, Philly. Another comment to come in. I think Forest needs to strengthen the wide areas this year to avoid 15 from below. Europe is very demanding, and I think James put a good point there.
Yeah,
Europe as well, which is very a big thing.
He's got a very valid point. I was having to think about this the other day with the signings that we've already taken on. We bought that Brazilian from Botafogo, that Jay Kuna, whatever his name is. I think he's a defender. My thoughts behind it was obviously we've got that fantastic back four that we've seen last season, majority of last season, Avena, Milenkovic, Murillo, and Nico. I was seeing further on in the season that they were dropping Nico a little bit further forward, and I wouldn't be surprised if that Jay Kuna doesn't take up Nico's place a little bit, and they consider dropping Nico a little bit further forward, maybe bouncing off Elliot Anderson a little bit more, so to bring that side. It's that right-hand side that we've got to be concerned with at the minute. Maybe they stick Hudson-Odoi over there. I don't know. I agree with what you're saying, James, and thanks for messaging in. We do need to work on it. There's possibilities in the team that they've currently got, but again, who knows with the signings that they're looking at? You just don't.
So we've got a couple from Rotherham United. Callum believes Tony Stewart is too busy going abroad getting drunk with his mates.
Is that you or Tony Stewart?
I don't think he's wrong there, is it, to be fair?
Callum, well said.
He's okay when he interviews, right? He's always got like a red face and like a beetroot. Always.
Yeah, he's been abroad.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Too much drinking.
Too much.
You know what? Talking of the interview, actually, what season was it? I think it's the 21-22 season, and he was like in his office, proud as punch. And then the next season, they did the same bloody interview, and it was like the same pose, and he just got a bit more red in the face. And I'm just thinking, what are we doing here, lads? Come on.
Jesus. We've got another comment here as well. As a Brighton fan, happy to see other teams compete in Europe. I hope Forest do well and just worried with their fixture congestion and
just one thing on Forest as well. Like, are you, Phil? Do you think you're going to go through like another little rebuild? You know, because you've done so well, and now there's a lot of interest in pretty much all your players. So, do you think there will be a mini rebuild this season? The reason I ask is because you've got history on your side there. Because when obviously Forest came up to the Premier League, they literally brought in about 25 players and they managed to stop up. So if they can do that with 25 players, then they can do that with 10, 15 players, can't they? Is that fair?
Yeah, no, absolutely fair to say. I think especially if we do lose Gibbs White, if Gibbs White does go, I think that goes from Anthony Langer going, which is a tough hit, then Gibbs White going, which is even a bigger hit. I think a mini rebuild, particularly around that midfield area, is going to be crucial. But like a few of you guys have agreed, I just think Forest are too strong of a team, really, to be heading down, that 15 to 17.
Yeah, they're above that bottom half, way too. you know, like you said about with teams coming up, the gap's too big at the minute. You know, what I mean, and the size and the strength of Forest squad is for me. It is too strong to be in that bottom. Like you say, I know Bushy, you just said the bottom three, but if that squad of the Forest in the bottom three, then I don't think there's hope for any of the teams what have come up with that squad.
I think what it's going to lie down to is who genuinely does the better signings and who genuinely gels quicker.
Yeah.
Man United, they keep claiming that they've got these two amazing signings, but we all know that two amazing signings don't do anything. It's got
one for you here, Bertie. I think one of your mates is in the chat. Leeds finish rock bottom next season. Manager is worse than Mike Bassett, the England manager.
I'll not comment to Luke. Like I said, you know, I was saying to you, Bushy, it's going to be a tough season for Leeds. Like you just made a great point there, Phil. It's all down to who signs better, basically. You know, and the gap is so big now for the bottom three teams. You know, anybody who comes up, and obviously the PSR and things like that, what's involved, they're limited to what they can spend, you know, and it's very hard for these teams to come up and survive. I mean, I do think the likes of Leeds and Sunderland, you know, are a much, much bigger club than your Ipswich and
Sunder who?
Ipswich, you know, last season. Obviously, Leicester, they're a big club, but they're in a lot of financial difficulties. But like the Leeds and Sunderland, I've got that bit more money to spend, you know. It's just whether they spend right, do you know what I mean? They did it last time, Leeds. They bought all these Americans, spent, I think it was close to 200 million first time around, you know, and look what happened there. We still got relegated. So they've just got to get it right this time, Leeds.
Finding the right players, isn't it? And
I do for the players we've signed at the minute. I do think are very, very good signings. I mean, back to Longstaff. A lot of Leeds fans will hate on it, but I think he's a very, very good signing for Leeds.
We've got a comment in here supporting you, saying Leeds are going to finish above Forest.
No, I was going to ask you that.
We're saying, lads. Phil.
Well, we're going to have a very good season, Leeds.
Listen. I've been nice. I think Leeds are going to do well this season. I really do. Like you said, Birchie, you're a stronger team anyway. Naturally, you're a bigger team naturally. You and Sunderland. I don't think Sunderland have signed a couple of decent players and so on and so forth. And I think they're going to be they'll be okay, but I don't think they're going to stay up. I genuinely don't think they're going to stay up.
Well, like I said earlier, you know, the signings, the couple of the signings they've made, I think they've overpaid, you know, on a lot of them. Like I said, I know we were after this. People say, "Oh, it's bitter," because we were after this Diarra at same. But if you look at a lot of the Leeds signings, like we missed out on this Diarra at 30 odd million, and we've brought this Anton Stacking, you know, at £17 million. It's a more reasonable price, you know, and I think if my stats are right, we're the fourth best midfielder in the Bundesliga last season. So, you know, it's like you say, it's how you sign into it. And I think Sunderland are just chucking the money. And Leeds did this the first time, you know, Brendan Aronson, £30 million, you know, players like that, Lorente, 20 million. We spent silly on players who couldn't play in the Premier League, and we got relegated through it. So I think we've just got to, we've got to get it right this time. I do think. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, this next comment thinks Leeds have signed well so far with a keeper. May do well to survive. Depends where you are at Christmas. Do you think that's a fair one?
Well, that's my brother for a start, and he's more biased than me. So, I think he's chatting waffle.
Were they not interested in Nick Popey as well? Were they after Nick Pope?
Yeah, they were.
They've been after everybody, Leeds.
I mean, a lot of links, aren't they? Do you know, I laugh at them all the time, daily on Twitter. I mean, it was like the Douglas Luiz and things. It's great. I mean, it's great. It's good ambition, isn't it? But the players aren't really going to come to a team like us at this minute in time. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're paying silly money. Do you know what I mean? And Leeds have got a budget. I mean, they already said they had a £150 million budget. I think they're using it very well up to now. And then the next two signings we need is a striker and a 10. They're looking at the Paxao and Muniz. But I mean, Fulham are asking for 50 million. He
For who?
didn't have a great goal scoring season. Is he worth 50 million pound, or can you
No.
get better?
No.
You know what I mean? We could get a better striker for that, but then the question is, who do you get?
Yeah, 2.
Go buy Sesko for
Yeah.
60 million. There you go. Happy days.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. You know what I mean?
I-
For 50 million, it's a lot. I mean, the Paxal deal seems very good at 30 million pound from what I've seen of him. You know, I'm going to be honest, I never really heard of him until, 6 weeks ago. I've watched a few YouTube videos on him. He looks like Ronaldinho. So, get him in for me. But you've got to take a punt sometimes on this. I mean, look at Rafinha. We signed him for 17 million pound. Nobody had ever heard of him. He's up for the Ballon d'Or. He's probably is one of the best players in the world right now. So sometimes they pay off, don't they? Sometimes they don't. So, but it's just one big risk.
How do you think Burnley will do?
I think they're going to struggle, mate. Yeah, I just he's saying like last time when he came up. I just don't think they've got the pull neither.
No.
Like it's no disrespect to the club. It's just. Like I say, like Phil was saying earlier, if you put the teams on the table, the bigger teams, if you're going to join Sunderland, Leeds, or Burnley, you're going to go Sunderland or Leeds over Burnley. Do you know I think they're going to find it hard to sign big players. And I mean, I only seen the other day, to be fair, that they'd spent £80 million. I don't know on what. Who have they signed? I don't even know who they've signed already, but apparently they spent £80 million already.
Do you think Parker could help them? So obviously Scott Parker is generally quite defensive and scraps like 1-0 wins and stuff. Do you think that'll help him? If he can grind,
it's a different league. I think it's completely
they'll grind
different.
Out better than Leeds, won't they? I think they'll grind out wins better than Leeds would do.
You think?
I do, yeah. Like Leeds have always been like quite an attacking side, especially under like Bielsa, and they end up losing 4-3, 5-4, whatever. Whereas Burnley, they could snatch like 1-0 victories and stuff. I don't think Leeds will go down, by the way.
The issue you've got there is obviously, they've been great defensively, obviously in the lower league championship. It's a bit different in the Premier League. But even in then, like the attacking wise, you've got to attack to score goals, as you know. As in, if you're sitting back all game, there's only if you're doing that against a team like Manchester City or Liverpool, you're letting them come at you. They aren't going to hold them type of teams off. As in, you've got a team like you said, like Leeds who do try and attack. I mean, the last time we were there, we beat Chelsea 3-0. We did City. Because we pressed the teams. I think you have got to go at them. You can't just sit back. And let these big teams come at you because you will get punished. Those type of players, Salah, Haaland and things, it's a different league, isn't it? I get what you're saying. I do think defensive-wise, they are the better defensive team out of the three, Leeds, Sunderland, Burnley. Well, until we see the new signings, we don't know, do we? But I think they're really, really going to struggle, Burnley, if you ask me.
Yeah, there's a comment obviously agreeing with you. So Burnley are going to be a cannon fodder. Scott Parker in scrapping a point against the Prem.
Yeah, I think they just can't do it in that league.
I mean, they've got signed Kyle Walker on there.
Yes.
So he's one. Yeah, but I
mean, what's Scott Parker's record in the Premier League? Though has he ever been relegated with anyone? So I don't think he has.
Was he at Fulham there?
I think
he got sacked unfairly at somewhere, didn't he? He might have been Fulham, where I'm sure they were comfortably safe, and he got sacked. I think
he's only been at Fulham, hasn't he, in the Premier League?
No, Bournemouth. He's been at Bournemouth as well.
Did he have Bournemouth as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Burnley, Wolves, West Ham.
I'm sure they were at Bournemouth, and they were at 14th, 15th, and he got sacked unfairly. I'm sure of it.
I mean, he was a great manager. He has, like you say, he's got him up, and to get 100 points last season and still lose out, that just shows you how good Leeds were as well. Do you know what I mean? But it was like the season before, 90 odd points. Leeds still missed out on promotion. I think the championship's just getting harder and harder.
Yeah. So you see that when obviously Rotherham were in the championship, we were playing Southampton, who had £200 million squad. And we're nowhere near those levels. No, and people are saying, well, we've gone down, we were a yo-yo club or whatever. But the financial differences, and even with the money you get for going up and down, it's vast.
Well, it was like with Leeds, mate. It's why I have a big, an issue with Daniel Farke. The season before, when we lost out on promotion, You know, his squad was worth £140 million.
Yeah.
There's no way on this planet that team should not be winning that league. Do you know, they bottled it completely. And I still have my doubts now. I think, you know, to me, Leeds should have sacked Falk after Wembley.
Yeah.
But, you know, fair play, he's redeemed himself. He got us promoted last season. And, yeah, Leeds were incredible last season. Can he do it in the Premier League? That's the main question
No.
everybody keeps asking.
We spoke about this Bertie, the other day, and I feel you have to do what Nottingham Forest did. Forest didn't want Cooper. They loved Cooper, but to move forward, they had to get a proven Premiership manager, and I think that's where you're going to be at this season. And
I agree.
I don't think he'll last the season. I'll be honest with you.
I just hope if he, well, I don't hope it goes wrong, obviously, because I want it to go right for him. I think he does deserve a chance because of what is, you know, this time he has got money, he's got backing. I think the last time when he was in with Norwich, they didn't even have £15 million spent. I mean, how do you survive in the Premier League with that? Do you know what I mean? So he had it tough. But I agree. I think they're going to end up getting rid of Falk. I do think it'll go that way. They'll struggle towards Christmas. Hopefully they correct it earlier. You know, get rid of him and bring in a proven Premier League manager, like you said. But, well, I hope I'm completely wrong and he does well. But I personally think he's going to struggle.
Just get a comment here as well. So James Hutchinson says the bottom three of the Prem for him will be Burnley, Wolves and West Ham. He also thinks Sunderland should be fine.
I'd Wolves in mine. Yeah.
I'd go Wolves. Yeah.
Definitely. I think Wolves
West
have lost
Ham,
too many of their players. They've lost too much. They've lost too much of everything, Wolves have, and they don't seem to be doing anything to replace those players. I think Wolves have just kind of gone, we've produced some good players. We've struggled for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah. I think that's the advantage Leeds have got as well this season, like and Sunderland and Burnley, because you've got so many more teams in the mix this season. Last season, Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, they were relegated. You know, they were very poor, and nobody else around them. This season, you've got like, you know, Brentford, they've lost Mbuemo, Norgard, the manager. You know, so you're going to see them drop down to it. Wolves, Everton, probably again. So it's a bigger pull towards the bottom three this time. So
I think the relegation is going to be a lot closer though this season.
I do. Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's what puts United in the mix as well, Lee.
Yes, well, we can pray, mate. We can pray.
Jesus, I'm not allowed to swear on this podcast, but Jesus Christ, sit yourself down. Being on the gluing. Right, we're going to come on to you now, Carl. And I asked you a couple of questions, and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
This is Man City cheating. Or allegedly cheating.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. 115 charges.
115 charges.
Okay.
So what's your thoughts on that?
Thoughts in what way? Because it's quite a massive subject. So what do you want? My thoughts on what will be
Do you think we cheated?
Guilty? Do I think we cheated?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, Carl, I've got a question. The 115 points, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have you looked into them? Do you know what they're all about? Do you know what their focus is on? Or
so I don't know all of the charges. So they vary from not cooperating to inflated sponsorship. But I mean, so I want to split it in a couple of sections if I can. So the number one thing is, and I don't know, you might not like this point of view, but to me, I don't care whether we're guilty or not. And I'll tell you why. Yeah. Man City have given me the best moments of my life and have shared them with my son. I don't care whether we're guilty or not. Now, before the financial fair play came in, Liverpool and United had a monopoly on the Premier League. They could spend what they want. And now that other clubs can't do that, I think, obviously, we don't want another thing that happened to Leeds. Leeds spent way above the means, nearly put them out of business. We don't want that. But if a club can spend what they want and it's not going to put them in administration, let them spend. Because when City got all of that money, we got charged through the eyeballs for players. And that money filters down. Let Newcastle go out and spend what they want.
Yeah.
Other clubs are going to benefit from that. And I'll give you an example. So look at Nottingham Forest, Morgan Gibbs White. Now, if Newcastle have got a blank checkbook and can spend what they want, they're probably going to throw 70, 80, 90 million Forest way. And you know what? That's going to benefit Forest. If it's not going to put Newcastle in financial ruin, let them spend what they want. Let any club spend what they want. Because I want other fans to experience what I have. I've had the fairy tale in football. I went through all secondary school, City in the second division, getting beat off teams like Macclesfield, getting shit thrown at me through United fans. I never thought in my lifetime I'd see City win a trophy. And I got the fairy tale. I want Newcastle to experience that. You might not believe this. So we got beat off Palace last season in the League Cup. Obviously, there was that contentious moment with the keeper, handball, etc. But it's one of the only times after it where I thought, do you know what? Palace haven't won a trophy in their entire existence. I was happy for him because I remembered what it was like when I saw City win the first trophy. So, in answer to your first question, I'm not bothered whether we're guilty or not. But the truth of the matter is, nobody knows. United fans can throw what they want at us. You cheat, you this, you that. They don't know. And until we get a verdict back, I'm not bothered. And if it comes back with cheating, throw out all your comments at me. That's fine. I don't care. But if we're innocent, what are you going to complain about then?
Probably Forest.
I'm going to give you a comment here, Paul. There's a comment in the comments for you. So, City will be fine. They have the best lawyers in the world. They know what they are doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you can agree with that comment, and thanks for the comment, James. But hiding behind lawyers, or actually, I see where you're coming from, what you're saying, Carl, and I'm all for it, mate. And fantastic that you've gone on that journey with Man City, and you're not really bothered about those things. So if you're not bothered about those things and those charges,
I mean, maybe I worded that the wrong way.
If they are charges, let them charges come. Let it go and let it do what it needs to do. Why do you need to hide behind lawyers? Because if you're hiding behind lawyers, you're straight away saying, "Oh, we're guilty."
No, I disagree with you 100%. If you get charged with a murder that you've not committed, are you going to use a lawyer, the best lawyer in the business, to get off?
Yeah, but this is a bit different from.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Look,
Because if they don't use the best lawyers in the business, and they get found guilty of charges that they're innocent of, and if you've got more money than sense, would you not use the best lawyers in the business? So I disagree with that. I disagree with your argument fundamentally there.
But what I'm going to say is, if you are found guilty, what should happen?
Right, listen.
For me, you should be stripped
so
to everything.
we'll go into the punishment here. We'll go into the punishment, right? So obviously, when you're a successful club, you get the glory fans that come on. I'm not naive that I don't know that. Now, if City get guilty, and let's just say, I don't think this would happen, but let's just say they relegated us down to League Two, that's not going to change anything for me. Regardless of the players, regardless if we lost all the players, I'll go and support my club in League Two. I've done it before.
So you should, though. That's what I mean. So any football fan should.
Whatever punishment we get if we are guilty, I'll accept 100%. It's not going to change my view of my club. I love my club more than most things in my life. Like,
I've just got a couple of comments for your call as well coming in.
Go
from
for
Twitter.
it.
So, City ain't won a trophy that they've bought a few.
Right, okay, so I'll respond to this. Luke Walker, thank you for your question. You're absolutely right. Tell me a club that has won a trophy without spending money. Look at Real Madrid with the Galacticos. Look at United breaking transfer record after transfer record every year. Look at the amount of money that Liverpool have spent this season, 400 million. Look at Chelsea, 1 billion over the last 10 years. You tell me a team that's won a trophy without spending money. Thank you for your question.
See, Carl,
I've got another one for you. Feel sorry for the City fan in the corner. They're not winning the league. Liverpool again next season.
And you know what? This is what it's all about. It's all about opinions. And Liverpool look very, very strong. I would just say to the fact, I think we've won it 6 out of the last 8. So, I mean, if we don't win it again, that's fine. I think we're going to see Pep take on a new style of football. So we saw the inverted fullbacks. Now we've got Nori, who's a wing back, a traditional wing back. So I think you're going to see City's style of play slightly different next season. I think you're going to see more traditional wingers, more wing backs, a lot more pace with Cherky, with Doku. It's going to be a lot more pace and a different style of football come from City next season.
Carl, can I ask you, do you think you'll win it next season?
So it's a tough question. Obviously, I'm always going to back my team. I think Liverpool.
He's put them to win it.
I think Liverpool look horrendously strong. But if you look at Pep's record, I think he's finished out the top 2 once in his entire career. You look at his career with City, we're averaging, 2 trophies a season since he's been with us. I think you'd be naive to say we're not in the running.
Oh, you're 100% in the running, yeah.
But I think Chelsea are going to be really strong next year.
I said that. I put them as my prediction to third. I think they'll be up there.
I think if Arsenal get a striker, they're going to be up there. And I think, listen, I think it's fair to put Liverpool favourites. I think with the signings, the money they spend.
I went Liverpool, City, Chelsea. That's what, I do think Chelsea are going to be more in contender this season. Like,
listen, we're not a million miles away. I put City top because I think we're going to see a bounce back. Plus, we've got Rodri back as well. I think we've bought some. I mean, I watched Reinders in the Club World Cup, and I know we're not playing to like the exact standards of the Premier League, but Reinders looked a player and a half. Him alongside Rodri in the midfield, I think is going to be some solid centre midfield there. Everyone's written off Haaland, saying he had a bit of a dip. Guy scored over 35 goals last season.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's
he's a machine. Yeah.
So we're going to be strong, and City have got a lot of players coming back from injury. We've bolstered up at left back. I still think we need a right back. And I want to see how we go in the transfer market with the keeper, because there's talk of Edison leaving, whether that's Donnarumma or Trafford. So I think we're going to be there or thereabouts. I've got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, the top 4. But listen, if Liverpool go on and steam, I don't think they'll steamroll the league, because I think it's going to be very competitive. United, I told you there, I think you'll do well to break the top 10.
You're kidding me.
Honestly, I do.
Do you know what? I agree. Top 10.
Lee, we waffled on about our clubs. I know you're the host and everything, but
let's hear about
Man United a little bit.
I think we're finishing third all day.
What about Man United?
Can I just ask a question?
All we need is a keeper, and if we get Šeško or Watkins.
Okay, so
if we get Šeško, we're winning it.
Lee, I've got a really important question here. So you think United are going to finish third? Can you just tell me the 2 teams that you think are going to finish above them first?
Who will finish above
United?
I think Liverpool will win it.
Right.
Arsenal will be second. United third. Chelsea 4th. Man City 5th.
Right. So not only finishing. Okay. So not only finishing 15th last season, you think you're going to finish above City for the first time in 13 years? Yeah.
When was last time you beat us in a major trophy final? We beat you at Wembley.
And you're saying that
our worst side still beat you.
I go back to my point of you're basing it on if we sign a decent keeper and if we sign Šeško as a striker. Come on. We're not living in a dreamland, mate.
Man, you do have one positive going for you.
You've got to then remember in about 3 weeks' time when the Premier League starts again, and you've got these players, they've all then got to gel together for anything to happen.
We've got the best young manager.
You've got a manager that's new to the
You've
squad.
got the best young manager in the Premiership.
You've got a manager new to the squad
taking over.
Couldn't work out his right elbow from his left arse cheek last season, and it proved by finishing 15th. But over the last 2 months, he only took miraculously come back.
He came halfway through the season, playing a totally different style to what we've ever played.
Can I ask one last question?
Last season, he didn't even hardly sign anyone in the transfer window.
Can I ask one last question?
Burmo, if we look at the goals that we've added to the team, and we've probably got the best young players this country's ever seen.
Well, who are the best young players, Busher?
Well, we've got Mainu, we've got Heaven, Lenny Yoro.
Do you think Mainu's going to play next season?
That's how good his midfield is.
Lee, can I just
say he's going to play?
Lee,
We walk into every one of your sides.
Lee, can I ask one last question? So,
Going to get
like,
Rotherham side.
Lee, can I just go through the panel and ask them what position they see United finishing next season?
Go ahead.
Lee, you said 3.
Bearing
Phil,
in mind, we've got Leeds who haters, Forest who haters, City who haters. That's a bit of an unfair thing, isn't it?
Lee, you came after me with a charge. I'm just asking a nice, simple question. Phil, where do United finish next season?
11th.
Birchie?
14th.
14th. I'm going to say 10th. I'm going to say scrape top half. John?
I'll go 8th.
Bez?
I think one thing you're forgetting is the fact they've got no European football helps them massively.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 7th.
Right. Interesting, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah, you're all deluded. I'm telling you now.
So we're all deluded.
Are we all deluded? Or are you deluded?
Yeah, all right.
I want some of what Bush's positivity.
Positivity.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
Well
mate.
said, Luke.
I tell you what,
I think, Lee,
we've
you
got
should
more
put that out to
chance
the
of
comments.
landing again than you getting fucking top 3.
Hashtag where are United going to finish?
Third. They're going to finish third.
No, I'm saying you should put that out to the comments. Hashtag where are United going to finish?
Yeah, we will. Come on, put your comments in where United finish. Somebody's actually said third.
Is that your alternate
But is that
account?
you? Is that your account?
Are you missing the emoji on the end?
There's King Bush. No, somebody said it with a Tesco hair dye I stole from Tesco. Remember that?
I supported you this Bush. Yeah, I thought you were going to do it. You know what I mean?
No, I stole it and give it you.
Our Asda.
We've got one here that says they'll finish 5th. John fellows.
5th?
Yeah.
Oh.
See, John knows what he's doing.
He doesn't.
One question I've got
It
actually. So
doesn't.
we're all talking about Man U, and obviously Man U really struggled last season.
We've got a guy
Where do you
on
think-
drugs here saying 12.
I agree, Bob.
James
Bob.
has been talking sense all night. James has been talking sense all night, and he said 14. So I'm going with that.
I said 14. That's what I said.
Right, okay. Right, we're going to run through everybody's predictions now. It's draft predictions. So we'll start with Bez. Bez, you tell us what you predicted for the Premiership.
So I've got Liverpool winning the league. I've got Man City second, Arsenal third. I think that's quite straightforward, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Liverpool. I would rather City win it, but I just think they're too strong. And the fact that they got a good 15 points more than like City last season, and they've also strengthened as well. I just can't look past them, unfortunately. Relegation, I've gone Burnley, which I think most of you have. I've gone Brentford because obviously the squad's been decimated, so I think they'll struggle. They've also lost the manager as well. And I've gone Wolves. Championship, I've just gone Southampton and Leicester top 2. The gap between Premiership and Championship at the minute is quite high. For the playoffs, I've actually gone for a surprise. I've gone for Norwich City because I've just looked at the transfer business they've done and I'm quite impressed. So I've gone for Norwich. Relegation, Wednesday, obviously, Oxford, and I've gone Preston North End. I'm not actually a massive fan of Hull Heckingbottom, so I think they could be struggling. League One.
I had a comment from a Wednesday fan saying Chancery is a. So I thought I'd put that out.
Beep.
What's happening in that football club, though, all banter aside, is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, we're all fans of football clubs. That owner at that football club needs driving out of Sheffield in a body bag.
Poison.
What's going to happen to him, do you think?
They'll end up
I
going.
honestly don't know, but at first time I was giving it banter, but it's gone beyond banter now. We're all
Well, they're one of the
fans.
oldest clubs, the oldest football clubs. You know,
And
we can't see a club like
As
that
much
go.
as I grew up in Sheffield, I supported Rotherham and Man United, so people tried to bully me, but I beat them up. But Sheffield Wednesday,
Fight your way
I
out.
don't care what any. They're miles bigger than Sheffield United. They're the biggest side in South Yorkshire by a country mile. Yeah, and their fans, as much stick as they give me, they've probably got the best fans in this area. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, you're secret Wednesday. I'm not. I hate Wednesday. But actually, the fans, they're fantastic, and they don't deserve.
They're a bigger club than United.
What's that?
They're a bigger club than Sheffield United.
100%.
They are a bigger club than United.
The Sheffield Wednesday, if they got the right owners, would be a top 10 Premiership side. I don't care what anybody says. They should be with that.
Well, they're
fan
a long
base.
way off, but yeah.
Now, like I said, I've predicted that they'll go down this season because we don't even know if they're going to be able to field the squad.
Yeah.
It's not right, is it? We can't sit here as football fans and actually take the mick out of them when they're in that situation. Because if it one of our clubs, I mean, you've been there, Birchie, with Leeds. I've been there with Rotherham. It's horrible. You know what I mean? It really is. And football fans are cruel. They'll come out and we rattle buckets for you or whatever. But actually, as a football fan, you've got to sit there and say, actually, that owner deserves. I mean, and I think the local media and the local press, their coverage of Sheffield Wednesday has just been disgusting. They should be getting him on that radio or the manager and get the questions what the fans want. They've all paid money out for season tickets. They're charging them £72 for a shirt. It's disgusting.
The staff
It was
and things
talked
still not been
about.
paid.
It was talked about in Parliament the other day. That's how bad it's got.
Yeah, it's true.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Bushy, we get the idea. We're not going to get through these predictions if we
Go on,
can't.
then. Go
Sorry.
on, Bez. Sorry. Go on. Carry on, Bez. Sheffield Wednesday to go down. Did you say Derby as well?
I said Preston.
I did.
Here we go.
Anybody mentioned
flooded.
Derby going down?
I'll go on.
Not
I'll do
me.
it.
I'll
It
say
was
that.
me, I think. And Phil.
I'll carry on
yeah,
anyway. I'll carry on. I'll carry on.
League, the league with Rotherham in. What you saying, Bez?
So I've got Huddersfield winning it. I've got
100%.
Luton second. And again, I've gone for a little bit of surprise package. I've gone for Blackpool to win playoffs. I just again, some of the recruitment has been quite good. So I just think I'd also like the manager as well, Steve Bruce. I know he's old-fashioned, but I just think he's the type of manager who can get them up. So yeah, Blackpool. Relegation, I've gone Wimbledon, Exeter, Port Vale, and Stevenage. And in League Two, I've got MK Dons top. I don't make Paul Vaughan. Colchester second. I don't know if you saw, but the Cowley brothers, when they took over Colchester last season, I'm pretty sure they were like fourth or third bottom and ended up close to the playoffs. So with a full season behind them, I think they'll do well. I've got Chesterfield third. Bristol Rovers winning the playoffs. I think with Darryl Clark winning back there, I think that'll give them a lift. And then I've got Barrow and I've got Harrogate going down. I know it's really friendly. When Rotherham went to Harrogate, they were horrendous, Harrogate. So I think they'll go down. And that's my...
Bez, you're getting a lot of love in the comments from the Huddersfield fans. So we've got David Besley loves the tune. And Bez a lad loves the tune. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think Huddersfield, I can't see past them for League One, to be fair. So, John, run us through your predictions.
Have you got them to hand, bro? Because I haven't.
On Twitter.
Have you got them to hand? If not, we can skip me and do them another time.
Let's have a look. I think I have.
I can't get them on my phone.
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah, I've got them here. So I'll run through them for you. So we've gone
Chelsea,
Liverpool, Arsenal, top three.
Yeah. So Chelsea, I feel like this is a big year for Chelsea. The amount, I mean, they're going to sell the women's team to us, whatever. There's something has to come good from Chelsea, I feel.
True. Bottom three, you've gone Sunderland, Burnley, and Everton.
Sunderland,
Everton are in a new stadium, though. I don't think they'll go down.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll do well.
You're gonna use the stadium as an excuse.
Yeah. There's a bounce
The team's
about the
terrible.
place. You know what I mean?
I've got Everton to go down as well.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll be the biggest stadium in the
They
Championship.
can take Jack Harrison back off us and send him down with him as well because he's shite.
I can't see David Moyes getting a team relegated.
And then we've gone the Championship. You've gone Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. So basically, the sides that come down, which
Straight back up.
tends to happen. Yeah, I can't fault you there. Then bottom three. Oh dear, this is where you upset people, wasn't it? Derby,
Yes.
Sheffield Wednesday, and Charlton.
Yeah. These will be revised for next week.
Yeah, I can't see Charlton going down.
That's peer
Derby,
pressure.
I said this to you before we started, and I think Derby fans may still give me some hate. They will probably just miss out on going down, Derby fans. You'll be pleased to know, but it'll be scraping the barrel.
No, send them down.
Best thing to come out of Derby is the A52 as it heads into Nottingham.
So, Cole, you'd got yours, hadn't you? What was your relegation?
For the Premiership, I've got Burnley, Wolves, and Everton.
Everton.
Yeah, I think Wolves' squad has been decimated. I don't think they've put any quality in there. I think they're going to struggle. Burnley, I don't think they've got the squad to compete. And Everton have been struggling year on year. And I just don't see enough quality in Everton. I think, unfortunately, I think the time's going to run out. New stadium or not, I think there's better teams than them. And I've been really impressed with Sunderland's recruitment. Leeds, I think, are going to be fine. And Brentford will be fine. I'm basing a lot of this on home form. So when I look at a team that struggles, I think, right, your points are going to come from when you're at home. And I think teams like your Leeds, your Brentfords, teams like that, Sunderland, I think they're going to pick up more points at home than Everton. So I think they're really going to struggle. The top four, I'm amazed you've got Chelsea top, because I see Chelsea being a contender. But I think what puts me off them winning is I see them throwing in big results, possibly beating teams like Liverpool. But I just think they're going to be quite erratic. They've got that many players. I don't think they're going to have a sustained 11. So I think you're going to see like quite a lot of players come in and out. And on the day, they can beat anyone. But I just don't see them having a sustained... You know, when you saw Liverpool and City compete with the 99, 100 points or what have you, they were going on massive runs, 10, 11, 12, 13 games unbeaten. I just can't see Chelsea doing that. I think they're going to be up there because they're going to be a cracking team, but I just don't see the doing that consistently. That's what puts me on Chelsea. So,
who's the Wolves manager now? Who is the Wolves manager?
I have no idea.
Portuguese guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't.
Is it Vitor Pereira?
Because I know they've got a new one, haven't they?
I mean, who have they brought in?
I don't know. But they've lost a big player. They have lost a big player.
Yeah,
Vitor Pereira's manager.
Yeah,
is he?
Yeah.
They will be a team to watch then. They will be a team to watch.
Sorry, we just got some nice comments because I know a few of you are a bit nervous tonight coming on live, but it's first time for all of us. So I just want to read these out for you. So this is top quality. Really enjoyed listening to everyone's opinion and being part of this discussion. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Bob.
Agree, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
It's good that we're all included. I've come to laugh at hairstyle, yeah, but definitely a good box, yeah.
Comment today that.
Sorry, John, as well. I forgot your League One predictions. So your League One predictions were Plymouth to win it.
Yes.
Cardiff, Wickham.
Yeah, Wigan. Yeah.
Yeah. And bottom four, Mansfield, Lincoln, Northampton, and Reading. Reading's a bit of a shock.
And if you're going to ask me where Rotherham are going to finish,
yeah, go on.
10th.
10th?
Dead on 10th.
Bez, where do you think Rotherham's going to finish?
14th.
See, you're negative. I tell you where I'm going to finish. 3rd.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is it with you in 3rd?
Lee, you got Man U finishing 3rd.
It's only position in O's.
Listen, we've signed Dango. He's going to be the best midfielder in that league by a country.
Is that because he's from Man United, or?
Because he's from Man United, yeah.
Right.
Well, he is actually a baller. He is a baller.
He's going to get injured in the first 5 minutes of his first game.
Yeah, but if he keeps fit, he is the best player in that league by a country mile. And Jordan Hugill is my boy. He's going to bang the goals in this season. Big Jord, get in. 3rd. Right. Who's next? Birchie, come on, talk to me.
Go on, read me mine again, mate. I can't. I remember Premier League Championship. But
I don't think you sent me yours, did you?
I did, yeah.
I've just got mine here. I'm very selfish, aren't I?
I'll do you my Premier League Championship then. I don't really.
Yeah,
follow.
go on then.
I've got So Premier League, I'm going to go Liverpool. Like I say, I think it's going to be a battle between Liverpool, Chelsea, City. They're your three for me this season. But I'm going to go Liverpool. City second, Chelsea third. Relegation. Obviously, I'm going to back my own team, so I'm going to go Burnley, Sunderland, and I'm going to go Brentford.
Ooh.
I'm going to go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Ooh.
Burnley, Sunderland, Brentford.
Have you not been impressed with Sunderland
player.
signings?
You what? Sorry.
I said, have you not been impressed with Sunderland signings?
I don't know. This is what I was saying before earlier in the show. I think just the foreign signings, what's come in, and I seen it happen with Leeds this, and it just didn't work. Like I said, you know, when I'm going back to like the Longstaff type of signing and that, I think you need these type of signings. Yeah, I know like Enzo Lafield, he had last season a great foreign player, and I think he'll do well, but they're taking a real punt on what we don't know. We don't know anything about these players, do we? So it's. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've just got a
I
feeling.
think they've signed some good players to England and McCall.
Sorry, did you say Burnley, Sunderland, and Brentford? Did you say?
Yeah, I'm going Brentford. Yeah, I just think because of what they've lost, obviously. I mean, like we know it's early. There could be signings coming in still, but and Wemo going. You know, Norgard.
Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
I'm not even mentioning them. Them will
small
finish in
thing is as well
14th.
with
But then
what's the
obviously
team?
they've lost Frank as well. I think,
Yeah.
you know, Brentford's been where they have for years because of him, if you ask me. You know, it's
Yeah.
and then and it's looking like Wissa's going to go as well, unless they
That's
bring.
the big one. I think if
Yeah.
Wissa goes and they don't replace two attacking players, they're going to be stuffed.
Well, you as well as Norgard. Norgard were absolutely
Yes.
incredible from last season. You know, there's three big losses there for me. They brought in Jordan Henderson, sorry. So up to now they've not done anything. So based on now, I'm going to go Brentford. Yeah, 100%.
That's a big call.
Birchie, just before we move on, how would you like a little bit of a sportsman's bet? I'll have Sunderland to finish above Everton because you've not got Everton in the bottom three. I have,
Yeah.
and I'll take Sunderland. You have Everton.
Go on, then, mate. Yeah, we'll have a. What are we having?
And what we'll do is we'll let the viewers think of a forfeit for the loser.
Yeah,
Deal. We're going to do it live on air.
I'm all for that. Well,
I was going to say shave your head, but
Yeah.
that's
Whoa.
Hold on a minute. But for me, for my championship, I'm going to go Southampton to win it. Second, I think Sheffield United are going to do it this season. I'm going to go United.
Interesting.
Playoffs is hit and miss because I've been toying with a few teams. I still think Coventry can be a surprise package, but I'm gonna go Birmingham just because the amount they're spending. You know, the players that they're attracting at the minute. I mean, there's even links to like Patrick Bamford to him.
Yeah,
You know,
I've got Birmingham to win it. I've got Birmingham to win it next season. I think they'll win it.
Yeah, I think
You've got money. I think they'll spend again in January as well.
I do, yeah. They go, well, look what Wrexham's done over the past, couple of seasons. They bought the way to where they want to be, haven't they? And back to like you were saying, Carl, if you can spend that money, and get away with it, why not? Do you know what I mean?
Get away with it.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I think Birmingham are just doing.
You had our pants down with Calvin Phillips.
Well, yeah, it were brilliant at Leeds, mate. It were brilliant at Leeds.
He was.
I don't know. I think he went there because of the Pep Bielsa connection. The same type of football they wanted to play. But it was going to be hard for him. You've got Rodri. Do you know what I mean? The best one of the best midfielders in the world for me.
I was excited when Calvin Phillips signed for City, and I remember the first game I watched him play, and I turned round after 1 minute and I said, Calvin Phillips is 2 yards off every player on this pitch.
Yeah. Oh, he is. With the City. That's how good the City squad
We've
were.
got a forfeit. This is absolutely brilliant from James Hutchinson.
Oh, of course it is.
Forfeit loser does a live in a Man United shirt. That's fair for both lads. I absolutely agree. So that's it. Whoever loses that bet wears a Man United shirt.
Can I
That
shave
is
my head
real.
instead?
That is
Do
disgusting.
that, mate. Could you actually physically do that, Carl?
I mean,
He's
I
got
bet.
That's a
I
bet.
didn't even think about it before saying it, and that guy has come out with the worst forfeit I could have ever
For
imagined.
both of them. For both of them as well.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Can I shave my head
that's brilliant.
instead?
I'm going to give him a star. Give him a little star.
Can I ask where do people think Wrexham will finish?
Mid-table.
Mid-table.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The squad's
Maybe
well
upper,
off it.
upper mid for me. Upper mid.
Do you think the
but
fairy tale's over, or do you think they
Yeah,
can?
Yeah,
I don't,
they're
I
in
don't
a
see him getting
different
to the
league now.
Premier League.
Yeah, they're a different league now. It's not going to work. I mean, maybe next season if they finish, a decent position like it's 10th, then they're going to chuck money at it again, aren't they? But this season,
Yeah.
the squad they've got, the players, they're nowhere near.
Okay.
Well, Phil, what were your predictions? Do you want
Okay,
to
so
read?
my predictions are a little bit out there. I think in every single league, I've got a little bit.
You've upset a few people, Phil.
I've upset quite a few people. So I'll start
You
with
love
the
them
Prem.
Mansfield.
So hold on. I'll start with the Prem. Right, I'm going with the general consensus. Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be as wide open as it was last season, but I think Liverpool are going to snatch it. They've signed some great players, and they've just got a fantastic squad. And if I don't say Liverpool, my mate Mike Barker is probably watching up, probably cave me head in if he thinks he can. Second, I've gone with Arsenal. I just think Arsenal are consistent. It's just that sort of team. And then my third is really, really, really out there. And every time I've mentioned this team, people have gone, really? You really think? But I think they're getting stronger and stronger. Okay, they're not signing the best players in the world, but I've gone with Villa.
I knew he was going to say that.
I've gone with Villa. I know, Bushy. I know you've gone a bit funny, but I've gone out there with them. I think they're getting stronger and stronger as a team. I really do. And I've got a bit of a soft spot for Villa, to be honest. Going down, I've got Wolves. I think Wolves they're just losing too many players, and I think in general they seem to be losing interest in football. Their football's boring, and it was towards the back end of last season, to be perfectly honest. I've gone for Sunderland. Although they have signed some fantastic players, I just don't think they've got what it takes to be in the Prem at the minute. And then I've gone Burnley at the bottom again. I just don't think they can do it. Championship, I've gone for Middlesbrough to win. I think they're a solid side. I think they're a solid Championship side, and I think they've got every chance of getting their head back up in the Prem. I've then gone for Leicester again, although they're in not necessarily the best financial place. Again, I think they're just a strong side that have just been in the Prem. They come off the back of that, they'll fight for it, and I think they'll do pretty well. And then to win the playoffs, I've gone Portsmouth. Again, yeah, strong side. I think they've got something about them. I think they can do it.
Yeah, I like watching Pompey play. I think they're quite good on the eye. However, I think they leak too many goals.
Yes, they do. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Back to that one, Carl. The first game of season last season, Leeds played Pompey at home, and it was 3-3. Like you said, going forward, we equalised in the last minute, but they were very good going forward. To be fair, I was quite impressed with Portsmouth last season.
I think every match last season, I think I had Pompey in my goals galore, and very rarely did they disappoint.
Yeah.
Have you seen the punishment for yourself there, Lee, in the comments?
Yeah, just seeing it. So I think if Man United don't get third, I should wear a City shirt.
There you go. There you go.
How confident are you now, Lee?
Yeah.
Not that confident.
And then going down in the Championship, I've got Wednesday. I just think they've got too much going off at the minute. I just don't think there's going to be too much.
Lee, the police have come for you.
I know.
I've gone for Derby.
Hey.
Do I need to say anymore? Really, do I need to say anymore? And then I've gone for Watford as well. I just don't think they're a staple where they currently sat at the minute. League One, I've gone out there on League One. I'm not a massive League One follower as it is anyway, but I've gone out there and I've gone based off my gut instinct, really.
Being a Forest lover.
I've gone top three. I've got Mansfield. I think Mansfield have got every opportunity and every chance.
Sorry, did you say top or bottom?
Top.
Right.
I've gone Bolton, but I know that the whole rumours Bolton have been trying to get up for about 3 or 4 seasons now. I think they might just do it this time. You know, you keep hitting at the door, you're going to eventually get in there. And then third, I've gone Wigan. I think Wigan, good shout.
I think
Wigan.
every team that you've mentioned there in your top 3 score goals, but leak goals as
Elite
well.
goals.
So
Yeah.
if they can get defences sorted there, like your Boltons and what have you, they've got chances, but for me, concede too many goals.
Fair enough. And then I've gone Burton Albion, Northampton. I've gone Stevenage at the very bottom, and I've gone very, very, very out there. And the reason why I've gone out there with this one team, so I've gone out with Leyton Orient.
You upset the fans a lot.
And I've massively upset the fans. Now, the reason why I've gone Leyton Orient, they got into the playoffs last season. They were flying high. They were doing really, really well. I just don't see. I've had a look at their signings so far this season. Their actual best signing was an actual staff member. It wasn't even a player. Their best signing just signed like a world-class scout or someone like that, or I just think Leyton Orient, they're coming off the back of a high. I just don't see how they're gonna act upon that when there's other League One teams that are acting on their performance last season. I just don't see Leyton Orient doing that. And that's
for all you Leyton Orient fans, you got Phil's handle there at X. Go at him with those predictions.
They already have.
Phil, where do you think Rotherham will go?
I did have one guy saying to me, "That's just clickbait. I won't be watching your podcast."
Where do you think Rotherham will end up, Phil?
I think mid-table. I think Rotherham, they've got their problems, but I think all in all, they've had a few good signings. I think they'll do all right. I don't think they're movers and shakers, but they're there. Maybe
I'll go playoffs.
Really?
And
Playoffs.
then League Two again. I've gone out there. I've gone Chelsea to win it. Chesterfield. I've gone Notts County, going to be up there. Just purely selfishness, that one. I've gone Tranmere as well, and I've also gone Bristol Rovers. I know somebody else went Bristol Rovers.
Yeah,
I'm completely agreeing when you compare to what you said about Bristol Rovers. I think they're spot on, really. And then I've gone Crawley and Barrow to disappear out the league.
Just on that Notts County, because do you know, I do find strange like Sheff Wednesday, Sheff United hate each other, Man City, Man U. Why do Notts Forest and Notts County just love each other? It's a strange rivalry, that.
Just with different leagues, mate, different types.
Because Notts County, the size of that club, they should be Championship at least. The size of the club.
Absolutely. I think they're a fantastic club. I think they're a fantastic team. They've had it tough.
I'm just going to say good night to my daughters, and they should be in bed. Nancy, love you, but go to bed, please.
Notts County, great. I've got a soft spot for Notts County.
So I'll quickly run through mine before we end the show tonight. So obviously Premier League, I've gone Liverpool, Arsenal, United third.
Okay. No.
Relegation.
I don't know anyone that's agreed with you tonight, Lou.
I don't care. Forest to go down.
Forest to go down.
Yeah, don't feel it. Burnley and Wolves.
That is mental.
And
how
then
have you put Forest, Burnley, and Wolves?
United in the top 3 and Forest to go down. That is absolutely mental.
The Forest fans are coming for you, mate. I'm bringing them.
They're coming for
you. Problem is, I live in Nottingham now as well. So if I'm hated as I am in Rotherham, in Nottingham, there's a problem, isn't there? So Championship, I've gone Birmingham, Sheffield United, and Southampton.
All right.
Yeah.
To go down, Derby, Oxford, and Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay.
But Derby, I may change because they have been signing a couple of players, and that.
Yes, you better change that decision, Lee, because Derby fans will lynch you.
Yeah, I mean they've signed Colton Morris, and he's crap, so I don't know what they're going on about. But anyway,
I like Colton Morris at Rotherham. I actually rated him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never a massive
Got a lot
fan.
at Luton.
He's
Well,
all right.
it's just gone for like £5 million. He must be
Yeah.
half decent.
5 mil? Bloody hell.
Yeah. He must be half decent.
And then League One, I've gone Huddersfield to win it. I just think the signings they've made have been really impressive. Luton, they've come down with a strongish squad and they've added to that. And the shock one in there is Rotherham, because obviously I have to pick both my teams to be third, because I'm a 2-team wanker. And then for the bottom, I'm going to go Mansfield, Doncaster, Wimbledon, and Northampton. So I think the caravan people from Donny, they're going down. Let me tell you.
Someone's just put
We're
in
ending on a high
chat.
tonight, guys. We are ending on a high tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody's just put in chat. Derby have signed Kemar Roof as well.
Yeah, he was there last season. They had him last season, but he got
Right.
They were
injured.
brilliant for Leeds.
Yeah, he
Brilliant
was
for
good
Leeds.
player.
Well,
for
you
Leeds.
would say that, wouldn't you? To be fair.
No, he were very good. I
Do you
don't know
know-
why they didn't keep him at the time.
Do you know, because Leeds haven't won much for years.
Two
You know, when I
championship
ask for your
titles,
favourite
but no.
goals in your club, it's Jermaine Beckford against Manchester United. That's the favourite goal.
I
of
was there.
their life. And then League Two, I've got MK Dons because Big Boy's mates there, innit? And obviously they've got a good budget at MK, so I think they'll win that. I put Chesterfield. I think you put Chesterfield up there, Phil, didn't you? I think Chesterfield will do well this year. Bristol Rovers, and then I put Newport to go down, and Barry or whatever they are called.
Barry Island.
Yeah, I'll put them to go down. So, yeah, so obviously we're going to be live tomorrow for the ones that are doing the fantasy football. So we will be revealing our teams tomorrow on the live show for the ones that are doing it. For everybody else, thank you for taking part